Hello everybody, it is Zeroxify again with another video. So for this one, if you didn't see the video yesterday, I did a update on the game. For this one, I'm actually going to be showing you, for all you new players, how it actually is to play the game for the first time. So you may see videos on my channel, like let's say you're a Pixel Gun 3D watcher on my channel, but you see this game, Street Fighter Duel, is interesting. Well, I'm going to be going over like just the general concept of the game. As you can see right here, this is just my main account, but we're going to go ahead, select server. Oh, and it looks like the newest one is out for us to try it on. Let's go ahead and boot up this server. The fight's just begun. We need you. And it'll play like their little cutscene. And so for the start of the game, you can choose either one of these. For the sake of me trying to get through the video fast, I'm gonna go with the better option in my opinion, just due to what I will later talk about faction bonuses, but they're gonna be later in the video. But for this case, we're just gonna go with Ken, just to make the video not as long, so you guys can just get into the game and understand it as well. So let's go ahead and fight. Stop, hand over your cash. The righteous cannot stand by while villains are at work. Bro, I cannot read this. So, of course, the game is a fighting game, of course. And super combos, as Chun-Li is talking about, your super combo gauge is full. Now unleash Ken's super combo, Shoryuken, and KO the enemy. So what you are going to do is, as you can see, it's doing that. Anytime you ever have a super that's just available after this little one under the hand is open, you're going to want to press it just to play a super attack, as you can see there. And depending on how powerful it is, it can KO the enemy. But if it doesn't, then I'll explain combos in a minute, whenever we actually get a combo fighter. And then, of course, this is the story-based part of the game, so you're going to be going through different levels, such as this. For instance, the one we just beat is 1-1, and now we're on level 1-2. So let's go ahead and fight this set of enemies right here. As you can see, the combo gauge is already up because it's just the way they do it in this level. And for this one, as you can see, now we have two options. So for super combo gauges, what you want to do is you just want to like make sure you know which fighter has either a stronger one or one that can deal more area damage. So for this one, we're gonna keep using Ken's instead of the other guy. I don't remember his name. It's so hard trying to remember the other guy's name because after a bit you don't use him. But this guy, as you can see, he deals less damage than Ken. That's why you want to make sure you have like a higher grade or higher level fighter playing most of your combos instead of just a basic one. But it just depends on the class, which will be explained in probably a different one of these videos, because this will be more of a series as to like explaining how the game works. So for this one, we're just going to do the introduction and get on past it. And also, it's a level up system, so after a certain amount of XP, as you can see, we level up. So if you look in the top right hand or left hand corner, we have the 2. It was a 1, but now it's a 2. It's just your level, and it will go up to 200 is the max. So and then we've got Ibuki next up, the soon to be strongest ninja Ibuki. True fighters never back down from a challenge, and Ibuki will be another really good fighter. Let's go ahead and fight this team with her on it. Take out him. And then play Ken one more time for the finish. And now we've got Ibuki. She will be joining us until possibly the next world, I think. This world has, I believe, 10 levels. But it's as it is. It's 10 or 12. I think it's 12. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, yeah, 12. Which all the worlds eventually will go up to 40 levels, but for the sake of the video, it will only be 12 levels because it's only the first world. We take in Ibuki. The story you can read, but which for the case of this video, I will read the story just so you guys get like an understanding to the actual story of the game, but it's nothing too much. You really are a master. I've learned a lot from your fighting skills. Please let me compete at the World Fighting Championship with the two of you. And so now we have Chun-Li telling us to go meet Ibuki. And for the game, of course, you have fighters. You select which fighter you want to see or upgrade. So for this case, we're going to promote Ibuki once and equip someone for gear. Gear will be later on in the game very useful, but in the beginning parts of the game, it's not until maybe World 3. So whenever World 2 or 3, whenever gear becomes accessible, I will go over how that works. But right now, we're just stuck with this. Because the first world just kind of tutorializes you on the game. It doesn't really teach you about gear or how shops work or any of that. But yeah, we go and we do another battle. But in order to do this one, we will actually have to drag on Ibuki. And so let's go ahead and fight. And now we can use Ibuki's super combo, Kasumi Suzaku, and KO him in the back. And I believe it actually knocks down this fighter and knocks the attack slightly off. I don't know how that works, but I think that's how that works. I'm still trying to learn that part on my main. Which, if you've seen my videos, you'll know my main is like World 34 or something. I think right now it's like about to hit 34, 28, but that's for a different video. Which after this set of videos, I would go ahead and, if you played the game and you're just wanting to watch this one for fun, then cool. But if you have not or just unlocked the substitute shop, I will also be going over that in a quick video soon. But we got up to level 3, and every time you level up, you do get 10 gems, even in the later levels, such as mine being like 173 or 2, something like that. I still get 10 gems for it. It's really good. Builds up your gems really fast. So here we go, next battle. And the battles are kind of continuous until a certain point, so let's go ahead and keep fighting. Remember, it's anytime you ever start off the combo, you go just a super. So let's go Ibuki's one more time. And now we're at 1-6. And look, this one's got 3 enemies. This is the first battle with 3 enemies. It will eventually rack on later with like, max is usually 4, but on your team you can put up to 6. But that's around like World 2-ish. Actually, no. That's probably later in the game whenever you can add a 6th one, but it's up here in this part. But for now, let's go ahead and fight this battle. We actually fight Chun-Li, so if you know Chun-Li, she's from like everything now, apparently. So let's go ahead and attempt this. And, ooh, we lost. Well, that sucks. So let's go ahead and claim the idols. I will go ahead and say this game is more focused on idling, so anytime you ever log on after like a really long period of time, make sure to go into your challenge section just to claim that little chest in the middle right there. It's kind of hard to indicate it with the fighting deal right there, but you want to make sure you always collect that. And then for promoting these guys, you can actually instead just hold promote if you want to get them up higher, and if you have enough XP or breakstones, which breakstones, as you can see, are these little purple currencies in the game. They are basically, which at a certain point in time, you won't really need to worry about them with every fighter, but until then you kind of do. But you need to rack up breakstones in order to promote them past a certain milestone point. So for this one, it is milestone, the first one being just 10, which of course we get free, I guess. But we do unlock a new skill. So as I was talking about, there's super combos, but there's also combos. So combos are slightly different than supers. Supers start off the combo and they're usually stronger depending on whose super it is. So for instance, after a certain point we'll get special summon, but just an example, let's think of like Visconde Vega, his is extremely good, especially a C3, but I'll go over C3s and all that later. But his super is really good. And then let's say we throw on, I don't know, let's keep Ken's example here, but we have combo 1, which of course is a whole different attack, so that's a little weird, but why would that be the case? So combo 1 is actually right after super. So it's called a combo chain in the game, which is you start off with super, and then you go into your combos, which it goes up to 3 combos. So you'll have super, then combo 1, then combo 2, and then combo 3. I will go ahead and say, though, if you do use combos, you cannot use the same fighters thing in the chain. So it can't be like Ken's super and then Ken's combo 1. It could be like Ken's super and then Ken's combo 2, or Ken's super or Ken's combo 3, which, fun fact, Ken does not have a combo 2 nor 3, so just a little fun fact there. But as you can see, the 1 on this one indicates that he's got a combo 1, so we could play it, like, for instance, after Ibuki's super. We could play Ibuki's super, then play Ken's combo 1, as it explains here. Can be immediately unleashed after a super combo. So if you play, which later, like, maybe World, I think it's World 1, I might be wrong, but we'll wait and see where that goes. But you can play manually or auto, but I will explain auto whenever it comes around. But for now we're gonna play manual, and it will be, you press on the super and then you go immediately to the combo. It immediately puts down a timer for the combo 1, and you can press on it, but after that timer ends you cannot press on it anymore. So for this case it's immediately unleashed, and this one does run out. So yeah, that's the case. And then for instance, here's the combo 2 and 3 deal with, as I was talking, Visconde Vega having the combo 3 that comes immediately after combo 2, but you cannot ever play like a combo 1 and then a combo 3. It has to be in the same order, which I will explain that maybe on a different video, but for the sake of this video we probably will only get up to maybe a combo 1 or 2, which in this case we are already at combo 1, so yeah, this is gonna be fun. But here, let me show you. So of course we have this, and now what we can do is play either Ibuki or the mystery guy. I don't remember his name. I think he's gonna tell us Ibuki. Yep, Ibuki. Kasumi Suzuka or Suzaku, and then we go into Ken's combo 1. Now the combo 1 will approve, which all the combos will go over the icon, but they will always be over the icon. And sometimes, depending on how well your team is, sometimes you can play a super and then immediately play a super afterwards, just to reset the combo. But it depends on who it is. Some fighters have it to where you can actually have no cost on the super, and it's really good. But sometimes you can just immediately get it. But for the World 1, we will not be getting immediate supers afterwards. But then we play combo 1, and we actually get that in. As you can see, it's just a super then combo 1, super then combo 1, which later in the game you'll get like super combo 1 and then combo 2. But for now, it's just gonna be the super and combo 1. Let's continue playing. I do actually want to show you another example. So for this one, let me actually go ahead and upgrade her slightly. And now we've unlocked her Hashinsho, I said that completely wrong. Hashinsho. I think I still said that wrong, but anyways. So we have our combo 1, which is the Hashinsho. And so what we could do instead, other than, like, let's say play, like, Ibuki's super, oh wait, not that, her super, and then play Ken's combo 1, which is the Shoryurepa. Man, I suck at saying these names. Instead what we could do is play the Flaming Shoryuken, which I do know Shoryuken. And then we can go to the Hashinsho. So instead of playing her super and then going to Ken's, we could play Ken's super and then go to hers. So I'll demonstrate that now for you guys. Just go ahead, hop into the battle. And here's the, okay, manual and auto. For this battle, we will actually keep it on auto. And we'll actually switch over to Ken's super. You could do it midway. You could hit the super that you want in the battle midway, and it will play that super. Which it actually looks like our better decision would have been to stay with Ibuki, but I don't care, really. I was just trying to show you guys. But yes, you could play any combo, but the only time you can never use a super, which it may be in this world, is whenever you get a 4th fighter. Let's see where that goes. I'll explain that part. Ooh, here's more story stuff. Warning. Poison, the perfect manager. I didn't think you'd be competing too. There's money to be earned here. Couldn't you give me one little win, just this once? No way. If you want to win, you'll have to beat us fair and square. And so we're fighting Poison and Hugo. Fun fact, these fighters are actually not in the same ranking class as our fighters. Toxic Love. As you can see, that appeared like as a little cutscene in the middle of the battle, which it'll explain it in just a second, but let's first beat them. And so, like, for instance, whenever I say different ranks as well, so our little mysterious fighter that I still don't remember his name, which we can actually go check in a minute, but he's a C class, so green is C class. The two blues, which is Ken and Ibuki, are B class, whereas Poison and the other one, Hugo, are actually A rank classes. So C rank classes cannot be like promoted to other classes. B ranks can go up to past A, or it'll be B and then B plus, then A and then A plus, and then S plus, I think. And then Hugo and Poison in this occasion will go from A plus, S plus, SS plus, and then eventually you'll hit SSS, which is the best ranking in the game, and it can go up to SSS, just a standard, and then it can go to SSS1, SSS2, SSS3, SSS4, and SSS5. It's an entirely different system, but it will be explained at a different time whenever we actually reach that part into the series, which probably won't be for a while. So let's go ahead, continue on. And if you're an original on the channel, then you may know that I have actually attempted making a Street Fighter Duel series before. It was not the best, so we are kind of restarting that, but this one will be a continued on series, so let's just hope it works out well. It's going to be part of my tutorial section on that, but anyways, let's get back to the game. So that powerful technique now was an EX move. So EX moves they're weird in a way, because depending on which one you get adds a different buff to your battle. So for this one, that's her exclusive one, Toxic Love. And why do I say that's exclusive to her? Because it is... So some fighters, such as Ibuki, for instance, have EX moves. And depending on your fighter, the EX move could actually boost the fighter's stats, per se. I'll go over it with Ibuki's later on, because hers is not normally like... I'll show you. Hers is weird, and so is the ones that I'm about to show you as well. Which we won't get Toxic Love normally. You actually have to do that at a later part of the game, which takes a while to get. But as you can see, the strongest fighters have to know EX moves. I know this one called Chains of Guilt, which has incredible power, which, as you can see right here where the finger's pointing, this is Chains of Guilt. As you can see, it's not even the same picture, or it's not the same fighter as Ibuki, which, as you can know, I did say that Ibuki has one, but this is not Ibuki. This is a different fighter named Cody, which, if you've seen my SF4 gameplay, then you may know Cody. He is... I think he actually originated in SF4. But, he has his own move and fighter in the game, but his fighter is still B-rank fighter. But that's alright. But for his, and then the one afterwards... So we've got Cody's, and then we've got Sakura's. So Cody's is Chains of Guilt, whereas Sakura's is... Ah, crap, I don't even remember hers. I want to say something Blossoms. I might be completely wrong, but... let's go ahead and keep fighting. EX moves, we will explain them more whenever we get Chains of Guilt, which... I can actually show you guys, but for the sake of this just being a series, we're going to not do it. Which, if you do watch some of like just my tutorial videos, then you can wait to learn that. But if you watch some of my like standard update videos, then you will know that I will go over them in that too. Just depending on what the update is. So, let's continue going. And of course, manual is like this. But this is manual, and then that's auto. As you can see, like, they're going ahead and playing the combos. So manual, you could choose. So for this one, let's actually go the weird guy that I don't remember his name, and then Ibuki. So, because every fighter has a super, but not all fighters have a combo 1 and or combo 2 and or combo 3. Just depends on the fighter. Can I... Oh, we have to complete chapter 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and fight this battle. Also, as you can see, if you didn't see whenever we were loading into the battle, some fighters may be promoted in story mode on the enemy side. So, like, a C fighter can be considered an SSS fighter on the enemy side in later worlds. But that is just because that's how the game works. So let's go ahead. Mech Zangief. Oh, and then like I said, the C fighter deal, it's actually right here. This C fighters cannot be promoted, whereas that's a C fighter and he's been promoted, and that I think is Philip being promoted. That's Philip's the main one for World 1, but it's not too bad. Mech Zangief. Wow, this looks like a rather strange opponent. His powers look really weird. M. Bison. Destroy the enemy. And so, of course, we see that we are fighting Mecha Zangief. So if you don't know Zangief, or you haven't ever seen Wreck-It Ralph, because Wreck-It Ralph has Zangief and M. Bison in it. It actually has like 10 to 12 of the Street Fighter characters in it, but... for instance, it was Mecha Zangief. So, it's Zangief, but as a robot. Yeah, what a pain. Turns out he's a mechanical clone of Zangief. Which I'll show you all Zangief too. Zangief is actually a competitive fighter in the game, so... whenever we reach a point to where we can actually go over competitive notes, I will show you guys that. Just what exactly is M. Bison up to? No matter what his evil schemes are, we won't let him win. And now we have, every time you clear a chapter, you do get rewards, such as this one. And as you can see, these are weird arcade tokens. So if you've never played the game before, or just watching this for fun, or just learning the game still, arcade tokens you use to go to the draw section. The draw section is actually really useful up to an extent. Ooh, my phone's about to die. That's not good. But in later parts of the game, it doesn't really play too much of an effect depending on your fighters, because eventually you learn special summon, then divination, and then choice recruit. It's a whole different system later on, but that's like past chapter 12 or 15, I think. That's, like I said, that would be like a while from now before we even get up to that. Actually, no, divination can be unlocked as soon as SSS is unlocked on a fighter. Anyways, let's go ahead and draw our fighters, and this one will actually choose from a random fighter. I believe, yes, we are guaranteed an A grade. A grade fighters are determined by that little red thing. So let's go ahead and see who we got. Ooh, okay, that's a good fighter. Okay, so depending on just like where you're at in the game, which this part is really good, but depending on like where you're at in the game, you might go for better fighters. So for instance, C Viper is a better fighter. But this one is actually randomized. You either get Poison, Cammy, or C Viper, which of course now we're seeing C Viper. We've already seen Poison in the story. If you've never even been introduced to Street Fighter, then you have no idea who Cammy is, most likely. But this is C Viper. She is actually the better of the three, I think. Yeah, she's the better of the three. Okay. And I'll explain why in a later video, but let's go ahead. Oh yeah, let me show you this. So these are like just all the different A grade fighters, or not A grade, B and C. Of course, C Viper's A grade. That's why she's hovering in a prismatic background. I don't know why they just don't make it purple, but it's cool either way. But as you can see, we have our B ranks such as Sakura, Ibuki, and Cody and Hakan. Which, of course, we've already talked about Cody, Sakura, and Ibuki. Hakan doesn't have any X move compared to Cody, Ibuki, and Sakura, but that's just because Hakan isn't really a big fighter in the game. And then all these other ones are C grades. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. And then we can go over to our fighter section. Now we have an A grade fighter, C Viper. So this is C Viper. We can go ahead and start promoting her. Let's hold promote to level 11. And now, here's what I wanted to talk about combo 2 and 3. Here's a combo 2. So, of course, we will actually learn how to do this in the battle, okay, or in the video, okay? And then whenever you're done with the chapter, just make sure to go in and click on the next chapter, because it could actually boost your, stuff. Okay, I guess it's gonna force us to go. And so let's go ahead and drag her in. I will explain combo 2s now. As you can see, we're just fighting. And now we've got him, and let's go to a Ibuki, and then we can play C Viper. Which I will say, out of all of her attacks are really good. So yeah, I love C Viper's stuff. Alright, yeah, as you can see, that's a combo 2. Combo 2s could be played after combo 1s, but as you can see, they were not played after supers, because you cannot play a combo 2 nor 3 after a super. It's only combo 1s. And then on this part, we actually learn about Wonderland. Wonderland, it's more like the puzzle feature of the game. It's nothing too much to worry about till later on. You can start getting better rewards from it. But for this one, I actually don't remember. You can just solve any puzzle, so if you're doing this for the puzzle as well, then there you go, and you get 300 gems, which is really good for summoning and or buying stuff in the shops or whatnot. But you also get rare accessories, which is also better for strengthening your gear, which I'll explain at a later time. Let's go ahead and end the exploration. In the exploration, just it ends like the level, and if you end it before getting another reward, then you're kind of having to restart that level. But some of them do require you to end the exploration before going back into it. So yeah. And then of course on this part we just continue missions until we get up to the next part. Which for Chains of Guilt we have to go into World 3, which will be in another video, sadly. So but let me go ahead and explain more stuff. Missions, you do this constantly, which you may not be able to get all 100 points by the end, but it is better to try. And then you can of course go in and select which missions you want to do. Same for weekly and challenge, which weekly is just like the weekly missions you can do. Challenge, you can go in and get different milestone rewards per se. So it actually boosts up a lot of your stuff in the beginning, so it's really worth it. Same with this, but you have to have friends in order to do it, but you could do that easily. I'll explain that in the next video. Strengthen equipment. Ooh, we cannot strengthen equipment on her. Yeah, if you just want to quick equip it, then always just go quick equip, or if you want to select certain parts, then do that too. Oh, you can't have any equipment yet? Cody, Sakura, Ibuki, oh, and Hakan. Alright, and I will say never put gear on a Sea Fighter. Please don't. So, it's putting gear on a Sea Fighter. Now, in the beginning, you may want to just, like, kind of experience the game at your own pace, but later on in the game, you will realize that C and then B tier fighters are really not that good. Which they only really gain one boost. So, it's really not the best. But of course, now we got all these other chests, but I might do that off stream. Puzzle pieces, actually, let me go ahead and explain that too. First off, this is the event section. You can actually go to your main section right here and get the event section. And you have login rewards for the first part. Global Awakening will stay with you until you're done. And if you are playing for the first time, it's best to actually get as much fighters upgraded and promoted as you can, so you can get up to the chest at the end. I would recommend actually trying to make the deadline, because in this chest you can either get Jen, who is a really good A grade, Rose, who you will see throughout the story, but she's also a really good A grade. She's actually, you play Ultra Street Fighter 4, she is one of the main characters, I believe. Jury, who is another main character. M. Bison's the antagonist, but he's also really good. All these fighters are good in their own way, so I would definitely recommend it. And I'll probably do it in the next video, but I will explain factions, which of course, as you can see on these, you have either a yin yang or yin yang, which in this game is called Master Class, or you have a red or a purple skull and a purple skull, which is Infernal Class. But I'll explain all that in the next video. So we have that section. Total sign-in. This part will kind of be like, it'll be roughly later. So I wouldn't get too worked up into it yet. This section is going to be more later on in time, maybe World 5 or 6 per se, or as soon as you get an SSS fighter is kind of like whenever you start getting it, because you typically get Fashion Blanca, which I got him whenever I got SSS Mad Ryu. So I'll also explain Mad Ryu in this video quickly, but puzzle pieces, as I was attempting to say, you collect them, which you can either share daily just to earn one, or you can do your missions and collect a second one, but they get you all these different milestones. Faction coins, we'll explain that in another video. That's a weird system. It's similar to arcade coins, or arcade coins, but it's a little different. So you can do that, and every time you get a puzzle piece, just press in that. And then we got Steps of Honor, which is apparently somebody has been. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, 29. Oh my gosh. There's another server, because this one's brand new. There's another server where it's actually the server before this, 750, I think. I don't remember the name of the server, but yeah, it's hardly even up to like 27. This guy must have paid, because he's on 63 in that high. Yeah, he's definitely paid. That's a whole different deal. Sorry about that, y'all. Also, whenever you do go ahead and check your mail section. You can get a bunch of really good stuff. I mean, we're talking arcade coins, big fighter XP, which you'll go into your bag section. And don't worry about that little 8 hours thing above it or anything. It is actually how much XP is typically gained within that. So for instance, it's 8 hours worth of fighter XP. It's not like a timer to where you only have 8 hours to claim it. It's different. I guess for this server, you can actually Huh, that's actually really good. You can actually go ahead and claim 3,600 gems just for doing that. Doesn't say which one though. Okay, this was the most recent one. This one was 2 weeks ago, and this one was like a month ago. Okay, that's cool. And then the new player welcome gift pack includes some good fighters. I will say that. I'll also explain which fighters are actually good in the beginning. Which, looking at all of these, there's a couple of them. I will explain which ones, which that'll be in another video, of course. But let's go ahead and claim that, and then claim all. So we have the 36. So we got all that done, and then we got the 7-day growth pack thing up here at the top with all the event stuff. This is actually something that I would recommend doing, because eventually after a week or so you actually have to go into a 14-day growth, which that'll definitely be in another video, because you can actually unlock an EX move that way. But this one, you can get up to 100 arcade tokens, and you can also get the A-grade fighter in Ryu. I will kind of explain him in another video, probably the next one. But just foreshadowing, later in the game, he will not be useful, which, if you've seen my normal gameplay, you'll know I still use him, but that's because he's one of my higher grade fighters, which I'm actually trying to replace right now. But for the sake of the beginning, he's really decent. So, well, let's go ahead and claim these, and after 50, you can actually get the first set. And you have to have 300 points by the end. Go ahead and buy these 5. You can actually go into the daily packs and buy them. And after day 7, you can still claim these on day 7, but you can't really do much about it. I might do, while the game is still going, I might actually do a little bit of the tasks on this, just because it's simple. But we'll save like Shadaloo City and the Supreme Fist for later. Those will be in the next video because they're in this world. So yeah, I will probably do that in the next video, but just make sure anytime you're doing that, get that done. And here's your bag stuff, of course. So we've got Big Fighter XP. Let's go ahead and claim it. We get 12,000 money. We get 2 hours worth, and we get 46k. And then, of course, we have B-grade fragments, which we'll go ahead and get another Ken. Oh, okay. Let's draw one more time before we end the video. I believe this one's also another guaranteed A grade. I'm hoping it's not who I think it is, because they're randomized, but sometimes they're not randomized. So who is it? Ooh, T-Hawk. Okay, that's a pretty good fighter. Huh. I actually thought we were gonna get Guy. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good fighter. Okay, I'll take him. And then of course you also got Task. I'm going to explain this right before I end the video. But Task, you just clear a certain task that they give you, and then you get the rewards. So for this, just clear 20 or clear 2-8, which is just World 2 level 8. So nothing too hard. But that's about it. Just remember to do, the 7-day growth events, online roulette, and first purchase. I'll explain it in the next video, but for now, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you do enjoy this series and want to see it continue on, then please let me know in the comment section and by liking and subscribing. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.